Okay, we're live.
Good morning from Auckland Nature Kindergarten. I'm Claire Warden and I'm joined today by my co-hosts. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
I'm James. I'm Bertie.
And these guys have been with me from the very beginning of shutdown. So we've been together for 4 months in virtual nature school and in real nature school. And so they are going to join me for the next 2 days to be able to talk to you a little bit about what they've been doing and what they've been learning. So today is another day where we're going to be exploring the idea of flight. But we're not going to look just at planes today. We're going to be looking at a different idea around the idea of superheroes. So who would you say is a superhero in your mind? What do you think, Bertie?
NHS.
Oh, Bertie just said the NHS. Yeah, what do you think, James?
I would probably say the hospital and all the nurses and that were helping us, and also the scientists for working on a vaccine.
Scientists working on a vaccine. So really good ideas about what a superhero is. And it's going to be very different to everybody watching this little film as to who you think a hero is in your life. Could be your granny, could be your mum, could be your dog. Let's have a little look at our film and we'll come back and chat about what we're going to do today about flying.
Hello, welcome to this film, which is all around getting ready for the final day of this particular inquiry. One of the things it's good to do is to think about our learning. And so we've been looking at exploring designs. We've been looking at the idea of all the different planes that we've been making. We've used everything from straws to recycled paper to bits of leaves and sticks. We've been drawing and thinking in our learning journals, and that means that we've had to think about pictures that we've seen, things that interest us, and draw down some of our ideas. It's okay that we don't end up doing the exact plan that you have in your learning journal because it will change as you start to use the materials. We've been inside and we've been outside, and that's because we've been looking at the weather systems. We've been thinking about the rain and the wind, about where we can go to go and test our flying machines. So just have a little look at this lovely screen. We've got everything from large gliders to hang gliders to a beautiful picture that Duncan's mum's taken of the paper plane flying out towards her. We've had gliders made of sticks. We've had elastic propelled planes. We've had Duncan, who's our real expert in plane making. We've had lots of people who've been having a go at making many, many planes, and then we've gone outside to try them. We've been following instructions, and some people were very good and enjoyed the idea about following instructions, and other people decided to take a basic idea and improve it. Other people were much more creative and they tried a brand new idea and tried lots of different ways of doing it, like Annie and her leaf plane. Or we've got Isabella's broomstick that she's decided to make. So we've also been making targets because one of the things that's good fun about planes is having a go at aiming it. So we can aim it through a hula hoop or through a ring that you've made of a piece of willow or even into a basket. So great ideas, great thinking. Some of the things that we've been saying in our memory books are all about the size of wings. So wings have to be huge for a glider. Mine's fast. My design fits my arms and the paper fills the triangles. When we look over all the things that we've been thinking about, it's really important to realize that we know an awful lot. We're very good at taking information and thinking about it. Sometimes that means we've got to slow down a bit, and that's okay to take longer than just a couple of hours to do a project. So we had one project that Lena was involved in where she had a stick person and she made a massive glider out of a purple scarf. But that's taken her the whole day to get that to come together. So what have we been learning about and exploring? Well, we've been thinking about all of our skills, about using our fingers and our muscles to do some folding. We've been following instructions, and there's a real skill to be able to work out what you do one step after another step. We've been thinking about distance because we've been saying how many meters the plane will fly. Is it further away or closer to us? We've been exploring design and colour, and we've been thinking about the name that we might give our flying machines. We've developed really good language because we're talking to each other, we're planning and discussing what we're going to be doing. Our hand and eye coordination has been really challenged because we've also been trying to aim to our targets that we've made. That's just a few things that we've been learning. There's actually so much more that I could have talked about that I've seen going on during our video sessions, but also looking at your pictures on Facebook. So inside our talking tub, this time I want us to think a little bit about superheroes. And this came about because one of our friends in our group decided that they were really interested in the idea of Batman. I know we've got many people in the Virtual Nature School who are fascinated by all sorts of superheroes. So let's think a little bit about things that fly and how could we help our superheroes fly? Because everybody has a different idea about what a superhero is, or who you would say it is, or what you might say it is. So here is that bat that we're so inspired by. What I love about this picture is you can see the outline of the bat. This is a big fruit bat. We don't tend to have these in the UK. They tend to like tropical, warmer environments. But you can see when you look at this photograph, at the end of the wing, it looks like they've got giant bony fingers. Those are actually the way that it controls its wings. And that brown area is how it's stretched out that skin to make it so it's like a large area to hold the wind. This is what that lovely fruit bat looks like. He's looking down at you from hanging upside down in a tree. This is actually more likely to be the size of bat that you might meet. This is called a pipistrelle bat, and it's so small you can see it sitting across two little fingers in this photograph. Ochloan Nature Kindergarten is very lucky because we actually have a nursery that is not only for children, but it's also for little pipistrelle bats. And we have a little nursing colony, but we also have a home for many of the bats. And if you ever come to visit, you'll see that there are bat boxes all over the site. We love the little tiny pipistrelle bats because they eat midges, and midges aren't very nice because they bite us and make us feel a little uncomfortable. So bats are our friends. So many of you will recognize this little character. Batman is an interesting character because he goes out to do good in the world. Everybody could be Batman. It doesn't have to be a male. We could be Batwoman. We can be anybody we want to be as a superhero. Because one of the things I think we need to ask ourselves is how do they fly around? Now, you may remember I showed you this photograph. People may have looked at it and said, surely that's not a squirrel. Is it really a squirrel? But it certainly is. It's a squirrel that doesn't live in our country, but it lives abroad. And in this environment, it has to fly or jump from tree to tree to get away from the predator who lives on the ground, on the forest floor. So he's developed this stretchy skin that goes around his body. So when he jumps, he puts out his arms and his legs, and that same area of skin, just like the bat, captures the wind and allows him to float down a little bit more easily into the branches below. Now, somebody saw this one day and started to think it would be really good fun to do as a grown-up. So this is a base jumping suit, and it means that they've taken the idea of having big flaps, not of skin, but of fabric, of material. So when they jump out of the plane or jump off the building, they widen up their arms and their legs so they capture the wind and slow themselves as they come down to earth. Now let's think a few minutes about superheroes, because everybody can be a superhero. And we need to think about what it is that makes a superhero. Well, for me, it would be somebody who does something that's extraordinary, that goes out of their way to help people. A hero might be somebody who is courageous, who stands up for the right things. Sometimes a superhero who quietly just gets on with things because they know it's the right thing to do to help people. And so we often talk about the National Health Service as being full of heroes. Many of you may have people in your family who've been helped by doctors and nurses and key workers. So we've all got a superhero inside ourselves. And one of the things that we're going to enjoy doing in the session is going to be thinking about what are your superpowers? Is it kindness? Is it generosity? Is it running fast? Is it being somebody who thinks of other people? or help somebody when they're not feeling very well. So think about your superpowers when you're thinking about how you might make a cape today. Heroes come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. And so this actually is a very heroic dog. And this dog is trained to go and search for people who've survived in avalanches. So they're hidden deep beneath the snow. And it's such a clever dog, it can very carefully move over the snow and rescue human beings. Here's some more heroes. These are therapy pets. And so therapy pets and therapy dogs can really help people who need someone to help them see, or help them understand when they're going to be ill with an epileptic fit, that might be able to just give them comfort or reach things for them in their houses. So for me, all of these are heroes. So if you decide that you want to make a cape, these are some of the things that you might find useful. Old newspapers are quite big, and so they allow you to cut your cape out of one piece. If you're going to cut, you're going to need those scissors. You might want some colour to add your unique patterning, your identity, your logo to your cape. If you've got an old bit of fabric, an old pillowcase or an old t-shirt. String is quite handy, or some tape so that you can put it around your arms, and some maybe masking tape so that you can stick things to it. So you need to collect all these things together and see if you can have a go at making either yourself a cape, or it might be a toy, it might be a brand new stick person that you've made that you want to make a superhero cape for. Remember that today is about being a hero. And so if you see that there's someone in your house that needs some help, be the hero and stand up and help them. If you're seeing someone who's a bit upset, be a hero and stand up and offer them some comfort. So I imagine that all of you now are sitting there thinking about how you could be a hero. I look forward to hearing some of your ideas and seeing some of your capes come into fruition. I look forward to seeing you in the virtual classroom.
Well, good morning to all of you. I can see some people who are commenting in our chat box. Hello from Soggy Sterling. Hello from Balak. Well done. Wendy's house in Falkirk. Good to see you. Oh, Nicola says that Finn loves Batman, but not Robin so much. I'd be interested to know why not. Poor old Robin. Irvin, people from Irvin are on the line. That's fantastic. So do pop up some comments there and we'll be able to say hello to you. It's great that we're able to share these moments and think about how we're going to be able to go outside and think about flying and taking inspiration from the natural world, and then involve ourselves in some design and technology. So let's go back to my co-hosts and find out what they're thinking about doing today. What are your thoughts then about the film?
I thought of me and Bertie's dogs, because they're not like any ordinary dogs that just walk around, take walks, get petted, get fed, like that. Our dogs, when we're upset or we're feeling lonely, they'll come and cheer us up. They will even just, they feel what we're feeling.
They feel what you're feeling? Wow, that's certainly a heroic dog, eh?
They will come over and just sit beside us. And yeah, I hit my head 2 days ago, and 2 of our dogs came and just sat beside me whilst I was crying. So.
Oh.
And I'm making one for our youngest dog, and she's going to be called the Flying Hound, because she can jump so far and run really quick. So I'm going to make one for our dog Meg. All
right, so can I just do the risk assessment on that? That doesn't mean to say he's going to throw his dog anywhere. Okay, so why, Bertie, are we calling it the Flying Hound? Let's find out. Why Flying Hound?
So this is the this is not my idea.
Okay.
I didn't also do one for a dog, but it's one of our other dogs. And she's just really, really nice. And every time we're sad as well, they just come and sit beside us, and she's just really, really nice. And as well, she will give you the best snuggles.
The best snuggly dog. Sounds like a hero to me. Exactly. So let me go back then. So I've got to go to James then and ask you to explain the flying dog.
Flying hound.
The Flying Hound. Why the Flying Hound? Why that name? What does she do?
Well, in general, she's pretty crazy altogether, and because her name is Meg, she was born with a massive mohawk, so because we had lots of names for her. and Meg the Mo. And yeah, but the flying hound is because you can jump really far over our couch and she can run really quick. Like you can see her running, but you can't keep up. If you start running and she's off the lead or inside, she will run.
And what
straight.
breed of dog is she?
They're all Cocker Spaniels.
Oh, Cocker Spaniels, very
Labrador.
fast.
We used to have one Labrador.
There, he's gone now. So it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've chosen dogs. I'm a dog girl too. I love having a dog, and the dogs certainly make me feel very positive about things. And when you look at therapy dogs and you listen to rescue dogs, I was listening to the radio the other day, and they had to carry down a St. Bernard, I think it was, off the top of one of our tallest mountains in Scotland, because this dog got so tired. The mountain rescue went to rescue a dog that's supposed to be about rescue. So I thought that was quite a funny story on the news, but how wonderful were the mountain rescue teams to go up and help that dog, because it needed a little bit of support to get it back down off the mountain. It's a very tall mountain. So my last point is just to ask James, because as you can see, James has been playing with something. Do you want to show us what it is that you've done, James?
I managed to make a knife out of just cutting this small plank of wood out. And I've been cutting away all morning. But my dogs love something to play with, even just a massive stick like that. It's really big. But they do love some sort of like toy they can play with. But they go around just touching all me and Birdie's sticks, and they look quite like knives, so why not just make her a knife?
So that's lovely, because you might have thought, looking at it, that this was going to be a knife that was going to be used to hurt somebody else. But actually, what James has been doing is making a toy for his dog to say thank you for being such a hero. All right, I think we're ready to get going. We're going to make capes for all sorts of different things. I look forward to hearing about all of your ideas and about what you've been doing in your house. So the people in Soggy Colburn are saying, they put little paws on the chat there, saying they love that idea. So it sounds like some dogs are going to get the love today. So brilliant. Okay, we're ready to go? Yeah. Let's say goodbye. See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Brilliant. Bye.